All right. Hello, everybody. So Jtrader here. We have today with us Pedro from Pedro. Where are you from, buddy? I know where you're from, but let's introduce ourselves to the guys over here.
Originally, I was born in Venezuela and been in Scotland 26 years now.
Okay. And I can really understand the accent over here. I mean, that's like unique. We have also over here Jordan. Jordan, hello. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, Jay. Thanks for asking. Thanks for having me.
So where are you from?
Just outside of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay. So
United
two
States.
different climates over here. How that will influence in your trading, we don't know. So just today, I wanted to go over a few questions with you guys. I know that everybody has a different path. Jay trades mostly big caps, and Pedro instead trades only options and small caps. So let's start, for example, with Pedro over here. Pedro, when did you start trading, and how long did you take before you became profitable?
I think I've been trading for what now, 5 years, I think, something like that. I can't remember, to be honest, but I think it's more or less the same. I would probably say it took a good 3 years to be basically consistent. So, before you obviously you win, you lose, and you lose, and then you win. So it's never, your account is always, there or thereabouts. I've never lost one account yet, and I'm touch wood. I've never lost it. Clearly.
Okay, so you started basically trading U.S. stocks, right? Even if you are in Scotland. And
correct.
The first thing you started to trade were small caps, big caps, or options?
Small caps.
And 5 years ago, small caps. So basically, you started trading small caps when I started. And the market was very different, right? So we had less volume, maybe even less gappers, less manipulation. And you took, let's say, 1.5 years, 2 years before becoming consistent and profitable.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because obviously I would say that the first couple of years you finding your feet. What do you like to do? Do you like the gap and crap? Do you like just, kind of options? Do you like just a big cap, a small cap, a future or whatever else? So I would say the first, 2 years, you're trying too many things to basically find out what your niche is or what do you like, as a trader. So we'd all go through the same process, I believe,
And this is where everybody's different. Because it doesn't really matter where you come from. Doesn't really matter your sex, your age, if you studied Harvard, if you, I don't know, you never studied in life and you were a carpenter. I mean, it's based on how much our brain can understand quickly, understand things and make it ours, and then being disciplined and have a correct risk management. You, Jordan, when did you start trading, and what did you start trading?
So when I first started trading, it was middle of 2016. And I started out really trying anything. I tried small caps and big caps, tried to mix. I tried to learn about options, and that didn't seem to be something that jumped out at me, although obviously the leverage is incredible. It just wasn't something that stuck with me. Over time, I found that I liked the way that large caps move. Because of the small caps, it was more difficult for me to see some of the formations and to deal with some of the manipulation. Of course, that's something I want to get better at, but I struggle with that to start off. So I wanted to stay where I found success and to cultivate that.
Question, Jay, you are a trend follower or you are a reversal trader, counter trend trader?
Most of the time I will trend trade. The only real reversal I will do is if I see a plus volume bottom.
Okay, so like
volume top.
a climax reversal and then a bounce
Yeah.
to the upside. Okay, got it.
Yeah, huge volume spike, at least 3 to 4% away from VWAP. Those kind of things. Biggest 5-minute volume candle of the day. I'm pretty strict on that one because it almost always pays off and goes back to the VWAP. So that's the only reversal I feel really confident putting money in.
And what is your trader? So for everybody that doesn't know, Jordan and Pedro are profitable traders. They are in the room, but today I wanted just like to present to them because everybody has to bring their experience. And I would say sharing their difficulties or how they achieve success can maybe help other traders. So what do you use to trade? So what is your broker? What is your charting software? What is I would say the stock that you prefer to trade?
Like if you're asking me, for example, my small cap, usually more or less of what you do. The runner of the day, 30% plus, if gap, decent volume. Something they'll have maybe history of gap and crap, stuff like that.
You're more short bias, Pedro, or you're like more long bias?
Oh no, short bias.
So this is the difference. Jordan was saying that he's trading mostly trend following because big caps, and I believe that's the right pattern, big caps, they can trend. And often I see that traders getting wrecked because they try shorting something that is simply skyrocketing. And it's not like a small cap that 80% of small caps by stats tend to close red on day one or day two. So you can counter trend. What Jay before was saying, and I agree with him, small caps have a different type of manipulation. For example, I came from, in early 2000, I was trading only European stocks, and then I moved to US stocks and futures. And I was trading 90%, 95% only trend following. So when I moved to small caps, I started researching everything out there around 2015, 16, 17, mostly. I was really surprised because I had to change mentality. Before I was thinking, okay, I have a bounce, I have a, like the Ross hook, the pullback, I have a cross of the EMAs, moving average, let me take it long, let me short it, always trend following. Then when I went to small caps, I really had a hard time in the first months because it was like I had to do the opposite. Now I had to look more for levels, had to look more for the tape. While on the big caps, more than the tape, I was just looking at the order flow with Bookmap, and I was just looking at the trend itself with the setups that I had. So Pedro, for you, you said you took like 1.5 years, 2 years becoming profitable in small caps. And if you have to tell me I would say an example of a trade, first of all, you're looking only for gaps mainly, right?
Correct, yeah.
And how much the gap has to be in order for you to put in your watch list? 10%, 20, 30, 40, how much?
Minimum 30%.
Okay. And are there particular scenarios where you don't take the short, let's say on SSR, institutional, or high volume? Is there anything, or you trade everything?
No, I will try everything, but I don't like high percent institutional ownership. I will just, kind of leave them away because they can, they'll reg it, they'll play with you. So I don't really look at it. So we can have the volume there, we can have the gap percentage, high institutional. I'll just leave it, pass it. I don't even look anymore. I don't put it on my screen, forget about it. Whatever, if it's moving, and if we had a plan, and it's like we're all different. We all play different kind of stocks, and we'll have different strategy. And if someone is posting, oh, I've done very well with that stock, I don't get FOMO. Just leave it. It's off my screen. I'm not interested.
What's your average win? So I mean the percentage of win rate.
I'm definitely over 80-something%.
Okay.
Because I'm only trade couple of weeks strategy, 2, 3. That's it. Leave it. If it's there, I'll take it. If it's not, I don't take it.
Okay, so you're trading few stocks a day. You're trading options on big caps, and also you're trading over here, we said small caps. 80% win rate is high, but I've seen like a lot of traders having a high win rate, 70, 75, 80. I mean, SP, I want to bring it over here, SP, and he had almost 90% win rate for about 8 months. And everybody is different, but then it's
Yeah, some of the guys in the room, I mean, they're doing extremely
but it's
well.
not the point that, you know, having 80% win rate, you will be super profitable if you don't have like, you know, good average win versus average loss and a correct risk management. So my point is, how big are your stops when you're trading small caps? For example, we're trading a $5 stock. Are you taking a 20 cents average, 50 cents, 5 cents, micro stop? What is your approach?
I usually have my levels. So I'm trying to get as close to my levels as possible. The closer the levels and you get in, the, you know, I mean, the risk is obviously is smaller. Sometimes it doesn't happen because you know, I mean, you kind of, that's your level there. The thing just speaks through, and then by the time you're coming down, you might not get there, you know, because of the broker or thing or whatever. But if I see it, I'll just take it and then
okay. Question for you still. If you trade, let's say, a $5 stock, and your entry is one day at 490, and another day that entry is at, let's say, 498, will you size differently? Because on one day you risk 10 cents of stop loss, and on one day you risk 2 cents of stop loss. And also, will you put the stop loss at the $5, or often, because you know that big hands will go to stop hunt, you will maybe put the stop 5-10 cents away from that resistance?
I will. The size will be the same.
Okay.
I mean, if I gain a 498 or you know, I mean, a 496,
so same size.
And the stop loss will be basically the same. Will I use, for example, 5? No, because you usually get the 450. You know, I mean, the $50 mark. But what they do is they go, oop, and then you're out, and then, you know, I mean, you get taken out. So no, I would probably give it, you know, I mean, a waiver room 10 cents or whatever that might be. I'll give it. I'm all right with that, because playing options, you tend to give the stock a wee bit more room. You know, if you're in Tesla, you're not going to give Tesla, you know, I mean, 10 cents or 20 cents, you know, I mean, room, because it'll never work. So I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that, just to give it, you know, and I have my mental stop, and then that should be it. You know, it is what it is.
Okay.
But I'm trying to get as close as possible of my, for example, of my level, of my resistance level.
Got it. Jay, let's go to the sunny Nevada out there. So Jay, what's your win rate?
Since we started trading, and I started using TraderSync, I am at 49.43%.
Okay,
as
so
as opposed to Pedro.
Basically, you're half of Pedro, but you're profitable. So tells us how, because some trader will tell you, I'm not even going to listen to Jay over here. He's a loser. But instead, Jay is profitable, made huge amount of money last month, and then you should have like a very good average win versus average loss, right?
Yeah. So the difference is the overall time has my overall profit factor is 2.5 to 1. So my reward to risk ratio is enough that 50% win rate is enough. Obviously, it'd be nice to be better. But even if you take like a casino's odds are really they're doing 52, 53%, and they know they're going to have a good win rate, and they just do it as many times as possible. So understanding that, and I got that from Trading in the Zone, and he the author explains that is, if you have a system that works and you know it works, it doesn't necessarily matter if you have a super high win rate, although that's always better, but realizing having a system that works and using your edge and then doing it as much as you can, that's how you really become profitable.
I like that. I like that. And do you play poker, or you go to the casino?
Not for many years. I used to play a lot of Texas Hold'em.
You are good?
At my very height, I actually won 2 tournaments on a cruise ship and paid for the whole cruise. just on those 2 tournaments. But I mean, I was never really good. I was never a big cash game player or anything like that. I just got into it back in the height of the, Texas Hold'em and the World Series of Poker kind of
Okay,
craze.
but tell me
about
one
10
thing.
years
So
ago.
you like over here adrenaline. You were doing like some casino, some gambling. Now you're doing trading. What else you do, like paraglide or something like that, buddy?
No, I used to be a pilot, and I like to drive ATVs at night, take all the lights off, and see if you can stay on the trail. Of course, if you have NVGs, that kind of helps. So that's a lot of fun too. What's really fun is being in an ATV with other people that don't have night vision goggles on, and you're the only one that can see, and that requires a lot of trust on their part. But just to counter my overall trend with, like, for example, the last month's trend, to show a big difference in trading with you, my win rate in the last month is about 64% with a 5.5 to 1 reward to risk ratio. So
that's great.
Huge improvement.
Let me just come on that. I'm at the moment on 80-something, but I kind of, going up and down 70-something%, 87%, 70-something%. So it does change. It does change.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back over here 1 second to Jay. Jay, how long did you take before becoming profitable?
I would say realistically years. The first couple years was a lot of treading water. It was kind of like Pedro said, you have some good streaks and some bad streaks.
But you were trading full-time already, or you are a part-time trader?
Yeah, I was trading full-time already, but I was using very small size. I was trying a lot of different strategies, and I was spending a lot of time paper trading.
So you were not all in, like a lot of beginners do, and they tell me, Jay, 1 month with you, I want to become a millionaire. And I say, I mean, not even if you win the bingo, it's not the right attitude, And there are traders who are really putting a lot of efforts, like you and Pedro, and you can see the results. These results are not coming right away. The majority of the traders I've seen, they took 6 months or 1 year, or other traders 1.5 years before finding that consistency. And then everybody thinks, oh, I want to make $1 million. For me, that's not a point, because I never put limits to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have goals, and my goals are never monetary. My goals are to succeed in something, to have some win rate, to have like some, I would say, some standard of average win, average loss that I want to obtain. And what do you think that was the trigger point where you say, okay, this made me consistency, or maybe was a sum of things that you adopted in your process to make you consistent?
For me, I can say that a clear inflection point in my profit to loss started after I started mentoring. And that made a big difference, because I turned from being kind of flat with some ups and downs to consistently growing my account. And honestly, one of the biggest differences was really playing hard and fast with the rules. And I mean, not playing, but like sticking to the rules, and knowing that each night I have to be accountable for every trade I took, and I have to explain it. And that changed my mindset a little bit from the, maybe a little bit more of a gambling mindset to, like, I have to explain this trade to Jay. So if I can't explain this trade later tonight when I'm doing my review, maybe I shouldn't take that trade. Yeah. And maybe I should keep waiting for the one that I'll be proud to show, hey, I took this trade, was a good entry. And you know what, even if it didn't work, I can say, yes, I would take that setup again, because the setup was right and I exited properly on a stop.
Yeah, I do.
Or it was a home run.
I do basically recognize being disciplined as one of the most important things, because it basically takes out all the stress, all the emotions, and it makes us not really a machine, because that's impossible to replicate, especially high velocity trading and all this stuff. We'll never be able to replicate an algo or something like that, but we can still have, like, profitable moments and profitable trades. There's one trader that I know, and I'm not talking of you guys, but I know that he has, for example, a big potential in trading, but he is this trader that always get out of rules from time to time. And when he gets out of rules, he simply sinks in the bathtub, because he simply like goes on the water and starts holding trades or taking trades which are not part of the strategy that we pre-planned, and he's been taking losses from that. So personally, I don't care if somebody trades the strategy that I teach, as long as he has a playbook, a manual with set rules, with 10, 50, 200 examples the same way, that he can show me, okay, this is going to pay in the long term. And then you're just going to simply apply those rules and trade those rules. I want to tell you something, guys. This month, I've been coaching a certain amount of traders. 5 of these traders made more than 5 figures. Talking with these traders, I've seen that they play few setups, or at least they play a lot of setups. Some traders even 10, 12 setups, but the majority of the money is made between 2 and 4 setups. And this tells me a lot of the traders take too many setups into their like account, and they should maybe focus at higher levels in improving the size on few setups, then starting to adding setups to their playbook. Because for me, it's like having a soccer team. We're in Italy. I'm in Italy. I like Juventus. I like Milan. Mugen will listen to me because he likes Liverpool. So, but the point is, you have like 11 players in a team, and only generally 2 or 3 will be like the offense. So you'll point on those to a score, not on the all 11. Okay. And that's what a lot of traders are doing. They're trying that all their setups have to work. For me, when you have like a niche 2 or 3 or even 1 consistently, you're going to make money on that. What do you think about this, Jay and Pedro? Let's start from Jay.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Because I know, for example, buddy, you take a lot of setups, and this is not wrong, but I also know that not all the setup are giving you the same results.
Yeah, the ones that I make most of my money on are 9 EMA curls and 9 EMA rejections. And
okay.
The reason is
and
because,
sorry, one second if I interrupt you.
Yep.
Guys, for example, that they are in the room, he's saying that his most profitable trades are 9 EMA curls, 9 EMA rejections. Now, I have to tell you that a lot of you won't be able to trade this, because not for everybody. A lot of traders are slower. A lot of traders prefer to take our normal J-line rejection, J-line curl, or on the over, or a pattern. So Jay, in this is different. Go on, please, Jay.
Yeah. And I will say, one of the things about big cap trading for me is that I will take 9 EMAs and I'll get stopped out fairly often. You'll get those curls or rejections. You may get to that first target and then have it come right back to your stop. You may have it come back to your stop before, and you just have to follow those rules and get out and keep your losses small. Because, for example, half of my profit last month came from that Netflix day, and that was just a series of 9 EMA curls and actually following the rules, recycling, maintaining size, and allowing the trade to work. That was half my month on that one trade. And so I know that if I take those setups and I keep the losers small, I'll have those 2, 3, 4 trades that make your month when they really give you those great strong trends.
I agree. Pedro, in your case, buddy, what can you tell me? Are you sticking, you said before, to a few setups, 2 or 3, I remember. And what's your point right now as a trader? Grow your account?
It's one of those. I mean, Dave, for example, he can trade the 9 EMA, the fall in the trend with the 9 EMA. I just can't do it. I mean, I've got it in my chart because I keep looking at, it's another tool that I can add to the toolbox, but I just basically can't do it. You know me, I like to trade the open, in and out fast, and that's basically what,
So how much do you trade a day? Because there are some traders who stay like, I'm going to say this, 20 hours a day on the stock market. How much you think a trader should be staying on charts to be profitable? I mean, you don't stay all day. What do you stay? 90 minutes?
No, I'm probably an hour and then I'm gone. But my trading is usually done. my trading's usually done for the first, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes at the open, and then I'm done. Unless it's small cap where I can use, because I've got TradeZero as a broker, and I just set the last quarter, the last 1/8 of what I've gone in. I just set in a range order, and then I'll forget about it, and then I'll just move into, into something else. Even if there is another setup, kind of, you get a dump, and then it goes up to, it pushes again up to VWAP. I just don't recycle. I don't, not because I don't know how to do it. It's just that is me. I'm all right taking this setup, and then I can do whatever I need to do. I'm going to pay attention to the other business, or I'm going out on the bike in the summer, whatever I do. But that's just me. That's what suits me. Is taking me time to realize what works for me, what I like to do as well, and not be in front of the screen the whole day. That's just not me. I'm usually in and out. You've seen yourself. I post my charts, and many times I'm like, I don't know, if you get a good dump on Tesla or something, and I'm in puts or call, 10, 15 minutes, I'm done. I close my trade. I hit my levels, and I'm away. I don't, maybe that's not going to give me the, the 3,000, 4,000, 5,000% returns, if on a call or a put, but it doesn't matter. I know what I'm good at, and I'm just going to stick to it. Simple as that. It doesn't faze me if I'm, 2,000-3,000 up, and someone else has made 30 grand.
I don't really care.
It doesn't bother me.
I don't really care either. Yeah, everybody's different. And the last two questions over here, guys. And first of all, thank you for being over here today. We'll start with Pedro. I wanted to ask you, buddy, what do you think about sizing up? How can a trader passes from being a beginner and then going to be advanced, or from advanced to go professional? So do you have any tips on how to size up?
I think you need to work yourself on a strategy first. What works for you? You need to figure that out, because you can tell people, yourself, you teach people what to do and what setups do you take, and you explain them all. It might work for a lot of people, might work for, it might not work for few, but you need to figure that out yourself, what works for you, and then probably try it for a few months. You have said it, to me many times, do this, go and do maybe 500 shares, and then 1,000, and then work it out 3-4 weeks if that works, and then go to 1,500, and then if that works, and then go into 3, 4, or 5,000 shares, whatever that might be, then you're comfortable with. If it come to on my trading career, then I still sweat if I'm on a position 10,000 shares, 8,000 shares. So even though I know it's a good setup, I sweat. So I came to the conclusion of myself that is, I don't want to sweat. So if I need to reduce my size, then what the hell is the point to make 100,000 and then you go to spend 80,000 in a hospital to sort out your heart or to sort out your brain? It makes no sense. So you have to work on a strategy that works, and also work on yourself. What are you comfortable with? If you're comfortable shorting, a stock 100,000 shares, fine, do it. If you're comfortable. I cannot do it. I sweat. I decided then I didn't want to sweat anymore. So I'm better at making money, taking them, pay myself, start again. Making money, pay myself, start again. That's it. And I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with it. Certainly not going back to I don't know, maybe in a few years' time, but definitely cannot do the 10,000 shares anymore. Or I know what my level is. Not at my level, I wouldn't say on trading a position. I would say on a level then I don't want to be stressed when I'm on a position. And I'll prefer to again be comfortable with it. If I take a loss, I take a loss. If I take a win,
being comfortable, for Pedro is not really now to add size, but being comfortable. And guys, one question for both of you. Trading is not easy, and it's definitely, I believe, one of the most difficult jobs to do. So there are two main, I would say, people that get to trading. One is just who wants to invest. Can be somebody on Robinhood that is opening the broker and maybe wants to put some money on Tesla, or whoever wants to buy some Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever. And then there is who instead works his ass off, is basically goes through nervous stress, panic attacks, depression, or whatever this job can bring, but eventually not gives up, because we don't like losers, right? So my point is, Pedro, first of all of you, when somebody's successful and we think that his life is very easy, that he can make now money easily.
Yeah.
And we don't know that if he has somebody sick in the family, or if he had like troubles in the past, or if he had like other jobs, or if he had other commitment in the meantime. So personally, my life, okay, I was not married, I had no kids, I can dedicate myself entirely to trading. And the only love I had in my life was basically my bodybuilding, and nothing else. So my life was, I would say, lucky, because I could dedicate myself to trading, and I was still living with my parents where I was 18, 19, 20 years old. So I didn't have like, or a mortgage or something. So I knew that whatever I had my money, because I worked the summer, I could invest, and I was not really afraid to lose. But in your case, Pedro, was it so easy, like everybody always shows, make millions with nothing, or you had like, problems, things to solve in life, maybe no time? Tells us a little bit, just like 1 minute.
No, I'm not. I mean, I wish I probably would have been on your situation, you know what I mean, at the time that you started trading, but it was one of those. I've always wanted, you know what I mean, kind of to do trading or anything to do with banking or anything like that. It comes back to, you know what I mean, a millionaire kind of uncle in a hat, and you'd always want to replicate that. But I've always been the type of guy that I was like, right, how the hell do you make money? Show me. You know what I mean? I've never been jealous of, you know what I mean, oh, he's got money or whatever, give it to me, I want it for free. I was the type, I've always been the type, show me how to do it and I'll bloody do it. Simple as that. Give me the tools, show me what do you do, and then I'll just work towards that goal. But has it been easy? No, of course it's not been
Because
easy.
I know that you have other businesses, right? You're like a
Yeah,
businessman.
correct. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I've kind of, I wouldn't say I push myself, but I developed myself to only trade the open. We're lucky that we're in Europe, so we can, you know, you have the morning to yourself, or if you have a job, you're going to do that job. And then I'm lucky enough that I can then sit in the office, maybe an hour, you know, an hour and a half before the market open, then do what I need to do, trade the open, and then away to do whatever else I need to do on you know, keep an eye on the other businesses. So I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky that, and that's probably the reason why I like to trade the open, and I just push myself to learn how to trade the open, because I could not afford to sit the whole afternoon and let the other side of the business, you know, to go down.
Okay.
So it was one of those. I need to make money there. I need to make money there, and then how do I do it? How do I balance that screen time and, you know, around the other business obviously that we have as well.
Okay, thank you. So Jay, for you, buddy, was it so easy? Or I don't know, for example, some traders have, I don't want to talk about this because maybe it could be your case. I don't want to be like, unpolite, but a lot of traders, for example, they tell me, Jay, you know what? I have my boyfriend or my girlfriend, they're really against this, or I have some problem in my life. Was it so easy to, start to make money, or you had really to work your ass off?
When I first started trading, I was single. I now am married and have an 18-month-old son. That entire time, my wife has been amazingly supportive.
That's beautiful.
She listens to my tough days.
What's her name, buddy?
And her name is Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of times where she's been with me for a lot of the time where I've been treading water. And, for a woman, when she doesn't feel that great financial security, that can be very troubling for her. So especially starting a family, obviously, if you do the timing, that was before I was really profitable. And so just knowing that continued study and faith would eventually pan out, it's been really a blessing to be able to kind of turn it around and really create some financial security in the last 6 months. but it's been hard. I can tell you, before I was married, and there were times where I've been down over six figures. So I was lucky enough to have those resources available to me from working different jobs and stuff that took me overseas, and did some other things where I was able to save a lot of money, very, very low expenses, and got some tax breaks. And so I was able to save up enough money to put myself into a position where I could do this for a long time before I had to be profitable. But certainly getting profitable as fast as possible is a great thing. But it does take time. And every time I talk to somebody who asks me what it's like being a day trader and how you're successful, and I said, it's almost always mental. You can learn the setups. Almost anybody can learn the setups, but it's can you mentally and psychologically follow the rules?
Yeah,
and if you can do that, you have a really
setups that you learn like 2 months, you can manage the setups. Then it's all over here. It's all over here. And what I like about you two guys, you don't come from rich families. You made yourself by working hard, by not giving up. And you have, like what we say in Italy, like, avete la stoffa, means like you have really something strong inside. I like to listen, and I still do it. I do some meditation, I do some visualization. I put my goals, not monetary goals, as I said before. I put my goals on my paper, I write them, and I put a date. And then I try to imagine myself being in that present moment and feeling that success. This, they always say, that should raise your, I would say, endorphins, especially, let's say, like, when, let's say, you have a test, an exam, and you pass that exam, you will have endorphins skyrocketing. And that's such a great, I would say, drug for our body. And we want the drug. We want to trade good. We want to make the next trade good. Instead, when we fail, that's the point in trading, your endorphin goes so much down. You feel like depressed. You feel like shit. When I lose big, I always think that I don't want to see anybody for that day. I maybe want to eat junk or whatever. I don't want to go to the gym, and I close myself. And it's not wrong. It's just like how we react. Jay, how you react when you like, I don't know, so you fuck up that day in the trade?
Well, definitely going to the gym helps. Eating better helps, because eating poorly, I've never really had like alcohol's like a once or twice a month kind of thing. So luckily for me, that's not something that I've had to, have ever had a crutch with and stuff. But having a loving support family certainly helps. But yeah, there's times where you just need to be alone so you don't say something that you regret, just out of frustration with yourself. So yeah, you go out to your car, go for a drive, go for a bike ride, go for a run, whatever wears you out and gets that energy out can help a lot. Saves you your relationships.
Pedro, what's about you, buddy? Do you like break down walls when you fuck up, or just
no? I'm bloody broken enough bones, with the more bison. No way I'm gonna do that.
So you don't become like the Scottish Hulk, right?
No. Nowadays you just kind of, to me, I just basically leave the office. You know what I mean? If whatever that my rule might be, maybe three losing trays, you're trying to play something. If you lose 3 times and then that's it, just shut it down, and away you go. It's part of life. What the hell do you do? It is what it is. And you just, when you come when I come to the office, it's basically to work. Some days you win, some days you lose, luckily enough.
And that's
we're
what
winning,
also...
we're winning more than what obviously they were I'm losing. So I'm happy and comfortable with that. But saying that, as a human being, you always want to do good. You always want to win. You always want to.
And in trading, it's not like that.
So it's one of those. The way I try to do that, I try to mentally put myself, hey, it is what it is. You fucked up.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah,
I'll
let's
be back
reset,
tonight.
reboot, maybe
Correct.
take even 2 days off. It's a very bad loss.
I'll be back tonight. I'll be back tonight, review the trade, and then that's it. And then that day I'll maybe shut the office down earlier. Okay, I reviewed it, and then that's it. I'll just leave it, and then that's it. And tomorrow is another day.
Yeah,
simple as that.
I do the same. Especially, but though I eat 3 Italian pizzas when something like that happens. So, okay, trader. So we have passed, I think, the last 35, 40 minutes together. Thank you, Pedro, for being here. I know that we can find you at on YouTube, Pedro Tank, and also thank you to Jordan to be over here. Jordan, I know that you have also Twitter account. In case you want to share it, I will put it also on the description. Guys, thank you for being here. Good luck with your trading and God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you again. Cheers again.
Thank you both.
Cheers, pal.
Thanks,
Cheers.
guys.